Unfriended may sound like a horror movie to some people who haven't seen it, and it is, apparently, because back then the title The Exorcist sounded scary, woo, or Halloween, woo. Now it's Unfriended, ah, because it's like it's a real thing people are scared of, and I think that might have been part of the reason why. But the reason I wanted to see it was because it looked hilarious in the trailer. This is a very good horror movie about very stupid teenagers, and that makes it all the more fun to see them get killed off. And the only difference is instead of a locker room, it's on a Skype chat now. The best working Skype chat of all time, apparently, with no inconvenient glitches. That's some kind of fucking miracle. And where you can also... On Skype, I don't know if you knew this, you can also have exorcisms too, in case you were wondering. I kept asking when that part with the crazy Skype preacher was going to kick in. Unfortunately, it never did. That would have been the one thing that bumped this up to a 4-star rating. But I couldn't find this movie anywhere but online. It's like the only movie I want to see right now, so I'm watching a fucking cam version. And the whole movie is screens within screens, and it's all natural lighting. So the whole time, I'm sitting there looking at what I'm assuming is a gorgeous young teen specimen, and she looks like fucking Voldemort, because the white light is shining on her nose, and the cam recording doesn't really define that very well. And the fact that she's still hot without a nose is a real compliment coming from me, although I could be mistaken because, like I said, shitty quality. It might be the plaid shirt. I have a thing for that. If you really want to get me going, don't dress like a slut, dress like a princess. None of these kids, apparently, have any parents present any of the time, which would totally ruin the fun. No one touches my daughter but me! Shit, yeah. I hate teenagers. Kill them all, because they create their own victimization by society. First of all, let's get that down. If they learned sooner or later that an asshole is not a rocket bottle, an anime is not a world issue that you should debate about, you no frontal cortex dicklets, if you do have it, you feel guilty for taking a candy bar that was clearly destined to be yours. That's what the prefrontal cortex equipped people do think, and how dare the government interfere with that? So fuck that part of your brain too. And yes, in a sense, there is a truth to that statement about government interference with you stealing a candy bar. But that can be debated, of course, like anything else. Back to the movie. The great thing, I love the stages of panic that the victims go through. Their talks are so pointless in the beginning that you wonder how they keep going on with it. Everything's all normal for like 10 minutes on Skype, to which I have to say to older people, yes, this shit does happen. Electric companies are making bank off your precious leeches right now. Leeches and grand leeches, you know, and yes, people just hang out on Skype doing nothing. That's what happens nowadays. And then the greatest internet troll of all time shows up, and this guy can do it all. Facebook, Skype, YouTube videos, and my personal fave, the memes he makes out within seconds of the teenagers' deaths. Oh, and a nice little touch, the music on Spotify, new level of trolling trolls could never dream of. The guy is called Billy227, who I guess is the ghost of this girl, but if that's trying to get revenge on these teenagers, but if it is, I am shocked at the level of intelligence compared to the... I mean, how do you go from a leaky Lily, or whatever her name is, that shit herself, that shit her mud flaps, or whatever you call those shorts, she shits herself, and then she goes unconscious, and I guess dead from shame of shitting herself. I don't know. The video doesn't give away very much, except the leaky part, which is not good to look at. And she was a total fucking dingling who no one likes, but her ghost is apparently some fucking mastermind who knows how to hack all the interwebs and stuff and got all into everyone's shit. And she doesn't let up. There is no twist of fate. Only a knife in the gut. And I was so happy because these are the same types of people I want dead. I was rooting for Billy while at the same time, you know, I don't even relate to any of the teenagers' confessions. Like, these people really deserve it. This isn't just a one-time being mean to a fat girl sin they committed. They're forced to play Never Have I Ever, a game that, yes, old fucks, no one from our generation gives enough of a shit to understand, just like you with this movie. Think of it that way. Relate. For you, this movie must be terrifying enough on its own. You think the villain is the Arrow senile. But they give their confessions, and at first it's like, okay, who posted that mean tweets about Melissa's face being a worm's ass? I was like, that was me, okay, I can confess. And then it just got weirder, like, now, who shoplifted all those L'Oreal nail removers to huff in the Walgreens parking lot? And it just got weirder, it's just like, who fed my pet iguana to the garbage disposal? And they all start getting pissed at each other, Mr. Lizzles, no! And it's like, you fucked my girlfriend, you fucked my girl, I'm gonna kill you! Oh no, okay, this ghost is gonna make me kill myself. And the ghost is just sitting back when the ghost mom calls him in like, honey, I made ghost meatloaf, shut the fuck up, I'm watching other people's misery. Those trolls, they got an online community that updates Encyclopedia Dramatica for shits and giggles every 10 minutes. And anyone who's been on the internet for more than 10 minutes knows that it's just this huge society of trolls. That's their hangout. And it's a, let me say, killing teenagers, it's a dirty job. And someone's got to do it. First of all, to even get a reaction out of today's youth is an achievement that stands on its own. But that's just the beginning. The troll can make a fat kid stick his hand in a blender and get all the teenagers to reveal their worst innermost sins, ones that only the most just bratty, overprivileged piece of shit teenagers could. And unfortunately, I saw none of the text. That was part of the... I didn't see what the ghost was typing, but I just guessed. And the movie still worked. That's how I know it's one of my favorites. At my age, it really puts me in that what would you do scenario. The best bet would go out the fucking window, run down the street like the minute I saw that fucked up picture of whoever was texting. I'd bolt faster than a Georgia runaway. And I guess if you want to put the movie into some context, it's an anti-cyberbullying movie. But honestly, cyberbullying is one of the stupidest concepts I've ever heard of. What's the worst a cyberbully can do? Caps lock you to death? Like, if you're being cyberbullied, please get the fuck off the internet, because you're obviously not mature enough to handle the shit fanboys, flamers, and trolls throw at you on the daily. Oh, and another thing, most importantly, I couldn't make out the text on the screen. I already said that. The creepy demon was typing. I kept wishing, like, the demon would go outside, maybe make real friends instead of relying on the internet for satisfaction. But hey, it's a new world, I get it. If you are as much of a misanthrope as I am and enjoy watching the backwards caps fly off and douchebags getting used up and bloody, then you'll probably dig this hidden gem. And the reason why it works so well as a horror movie, first of all, it's got a great concept right out the gate. I definitely feel more disturbed if some random guy started texting me on Facebook, sending me goofy, cryptic links to ghost stories and haunted houses and shit, than I would if he approached me outside and started yelling, "Squirrels will eat your brains" and shit, because now he's in your space online, and there's no way to get rid of him. It's the new Poltergeist, one that actually makes sense. Not to mention, the movie's just one shot. It's one shot of one computer screen the whole time. We know from the computer we're looking at that this girl's gonna be the last one. This is a way better movie than It Follows, and it has a justice to it. Leaky Lily, or whatever her name is, some girl who muddied her flaps, and will finally have revenge for the truth being revealed about herself. You got the smart chick, the dumb hoe, the athletic guy, the upstanding romantic guy, and the fat fuck. That's your lineup, and you know exactly in what order they're gonna go. If this is the Millennial Breakfast Club, they're the breakfast. A hand smoothie for the health conscious, steamed hoe, chopped jock for good measure. The methods are really gory and creative, and I just wish there was more of that. Fuck atmosphere, leave that to the hipsters who made It Follows. Just show me some miserable scene of an attractive young guy stabbing himself repeatedly with a corkscrew in the eye, and I'm a happy guy. But they're good actors. You really believe they're breaking down. If you're easily disturbed by scary imagery, there's none of that. It's just a bunch of fun suspense. So that's my review. My reviews are going to be a lot harder to get out now because my theater's been turned into a fucking glittery wax museum or some shit that charges $12.50 a ticket. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. And they're like, no, I work here. You get the fuck out of here. I'm like, fine, I'll watch this shit online in 6 months. I don't give a fuck. So they happen when they happen. Bye.